everyone, and welcome back to Catharsis Inc. I'm feeling my witchy Matilda vibes with my bow and my cardigan on because this is another episode of Witchy Wednesday. So for this episode, I will be showing you my personal Book of Shadows. Now, usually a Book of Shadows to a witch is very private and very personal, but since I've just started it, I don't have anything really personal in it yet. There's no spells or anything in it as of yet, but I will be showing you my title page, my dedication page, what witchcraft means to me, and I also have pages about the 4 elements and the wheel of Sabbats. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is my Book of Shadows. As you can see, it's engraved with this beautiful tree, and since I'm a forest witch, I really love that. And I actually got this from Amazon, so if I can find it again, I will link it in the description down below. But as you can see, it's a string closure. So you just open that up. And then this is my title page. And I am a Taurus, so I've put embellishments of different things. Like my month, April 21st is my birthday. So I put the tree of the month, which is a willow tree. My bird of the month is a Wilson's Wobbler. And my flower of the month is a daisy. So I've put that on and embellished it with some pretty little stars. Now the next 2 pages, this is my dedication page over here, and then this all has to do with being a Taurus and my birth date. So my dedication reads, "May air give me the wisdom to assemble these pages, fire the inspiration to write in honor of the craft, water the ability to do the craft justice, and earth the guidance to complete the task. I dedicate this book to my positive mental health journey in hopes I may live happily through Mother Earth and the craft. May these pages be filled with magic and splendor." So then over here, I have my zodiac, which is a Taurus, my birth date, April 21st. And then I have the symbol, my ruling planet, which is Venus, my mode, which is fixed, my element, which is earth, my house, which is second, color, which is green, body part is neck and throat, polarity is negative, gender is feminine, polar sign is Scorpio. And then down here I have, I am earth, air cannot move me, water cannot drown me, fire cannot scorch me. And I've just embellished it with some stickers here. And this was some craft paper that I had laying around. Now, these pages have to do with my natal chart. So I have it set up, as you can see. So my first house is a Cancer, and then it just goes around for my other houses up to 1 through 12. And then over here, it's going to be the explanation of each house and which house makes up my Placidus. So my first house says, the house of the self includes personality, physical body, appearance, and self-image. Second house, the house of worth, includes money, possessions, what you value, and self-esteem. Reflects how you spend money and your attitude towards your finances. Third house, the house of intellect, drives your communication skills and your understanding of the world. It also governs your relationship with your immediate surroundings. Fourth house, the house of the home, includes your literal house along with what makes your home, be that your spouse and children or a roommate. It also determines your relationship with your parents. Fifth house, the house of love, includes both romantic love and the love you may feel for your children. It also rules creativity, self-expression, and pleasure. Sixth house, the house of work, includes your job, but also the work that you do in every aspect of your daily life. diet, fitness, and exercise fall under this category as well. And then I finish it on the next page. 7th house, the house of partnership. It often refers to marriage, but may also encompass work relationships. There will often be conflicts in those situations, so your enemies as well as your allies fall under this house. 8th house, the house of transformation, relates to the way that we exchange money with others. Investments, mortgages, gifts, taxes, physical sex, and reproduction occur here as well. 9th house, the house of understanding, governs dreams, visions, ideas, ethics, and rituals. Long-distance travel, distant relatives, and higher education are all in its purview. 10th house, the house of status. Areas in which we excel professionally and within the community reside in this house. Helps us understand how others see us. The 11th house, the house of friendship. More specifically about community, about the way we relate to those we come together within a group. 12th house, the house of subconscious, about the self that we cannot always see or recognize. It rules our dreams and our intuition, as well as our secrets and our sorrows. Now this page over here is my what witchcraft means to me. So it says, the witch represents feminism to me. Magic is the allure and beauty of nature and positivity. The intention I want to live by is to see the beauty in everything and to do as I will, but do no harm. The natural element I feel most connected to is earth. I can use magic to heal from trauma and reclaim my identity by turning my negative energy into positive, finding the beauty in every situation, and allowing myself to be who I was destined to be. And then I've just embellished it with some leafy plant stickers and some flowers and mushrooms, and then a little birdie. These 2 pages have to deal with the earth element. So I've written out some things about earth and what it symbolizes. So I'll read that to you guys as well. It says, earth is the most grounding of the elements with its stable, heavy, passive energy and calming effect. As a physical reality in and of itself, earth mostly appears to be unmoving. As such, earth is associated with the qualities of patience, endurance, and permanence. However, we do see movement in the animals that roam the earth and at somewhat slower paces in the growth of plant life. This connection to growth brings the qualities of diligence and commitment and the ability to reap what one sows. People with earth as their dominant element tend to be practical-minded and are considered to be sensible by their peers. Oriented to the physical manifestations of reality as we know it, earth people tend to place emphasis on what can be proven through the experience of the 5 senses rather than on more subtle, less easily perceived phenomena. They tend to be reliable, productive, and disciplined, with an innate sense for the workings of the material world and a methodical approach to work that enables them to achieve material security with greater ease than other elemental personalities. They value stable and long-term friendships and make for honest and kind friends. So the magical purposes of earth are employment, money, business, success in endeavors, and fertility. The primary qualities are stability, discipline, prosperity, and abundance. The animals within the earth element are wolf, bear, ant, bull, cow, horse, deer, and dog. The essential oils are cypress, honeysuckle, and oak moss. The ritual tools are pentacles and a bowl of salt or earth. The color is green. The season is winter. Crystals associated with earth are jade, pyrite, moss agate, and tourmaline. Herbs are horehound, moss, and mugwort. The cardinal direction is north. The astrological signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And then down here I have trees and forests, rocks and caves, fields and groves are all associated with earth, and spending time in places that have one or more of these features is a great way to connect with the earth element. Plunge your hands into fresh soil in a garden, walk barefoot in the mud or the grass, or climb a giant boulder and sit on it, feeling its energy resonate with yours. Lie down under the shelter of a leafy tree and feel the ground beneath you supporting your weight, keeping you stable and secure. Place the palm of your hand gently against the trunk of the tree and hold it there for a few moments. Notice its calming effect on your body and thank the tree for its nourishing and sheltering existence. And then these 2 pages are about the air element. So I wrote, we experience air mostly through our tactile and audio senses, feeling the strength and temperature of a breeze or hearing the howl of the wind during a storm. Air is a traveling energy not limited to the ground level perspective of Earth inhabitants, but free to rise and move over great distances because its light density renders it relatively immune to gravity. The energy of air is detached and instantly changeable. Though its quality can be tempered by the presence of the other elements, air cannot ever be truly contained. Air energy is associated with the qualities of intellect, mental clarity, and communication, and represents the source of knowledge and ideas. It is also the element of imagination and inspiration. The colors are yellow. The season is spring. Primary qualities: intellect, communication, imagination, and harmony. Magical purposes: creativity, concentration, inspiration, psychic abilities. Astrological signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Crystals are aventurine, molten jasper, turquoise, and topaz. Herbs: red clover, comfrey leaf, and dandelion. Essential oils are frankincense, lemon balm, and lavender. The simplest, most instantly available method for attuning to the energies of air is through conscious attention to our breath. Another way to spend time with air is to watch how individual leaves on a tree interact with the breeze. Also, simply focusing your attention on how air feels on your skin can be re-energizing, particularly on a hot day when a cool breeze comes sweeping in. Burning incense is another potential way to bring the positive qualities of air into your awareness. Spending time in high elevations like mountain locations are ideal for this kind of communing with the air element. Finally, resurrect that childhood habit of looking for shapes in the clouds. The animals associated with air are ravens, hummingbirds, most other birds, winged insects, and spiders. The ritual tools associated with air are wands, incense, bells, and feathers. People with air personalities tend to enjoy a higher degree of emotional detachment and objectivity than those with other dominant elements. Their bird's eye view on life can help them see patterns and possibilities that others can't. Thus avoid the pitfalls of short-sightedness or stuckness that people with other personalities might struggle with. Air people tend to have very active minds and feel at home in the realms of abstract thought. They have a knack for discovering new ideas. They are socially energetic and take an interest in the ideas of others, but their dynamic nature and need for movement and free expression may keep them from hanging around in one place for any length of time. They don't want to miss anything by being away too long from their regular broad perspective perch. So in the middle of all 4 of my elements, I have the Wheel of the Year, and I have color-coded it like the rainbow. We'll start with Imbolc, which represents the rebirth. Your spirit begins to stretch and reawaken after the winter's rest. It symbolizes new beginnings, new life stirrings, trials, and intuition. Then we have Spring Equinox, or Astera, which represents the planting season. The days begin growing longer than the night. It represents balance, rebirth, and growth. Then we have Beltane, and it represents growth and fertility, pleasure, joy, and creativity. Then we have Letha, which represents culmination, and it's also the summer solstice, and it's the longest day and the shortest night of the year, and it represents abundance, culmination, outward focused energy. Then we have Lammas, which represents harvesting. It is the sun is waning, life begins its gradual descent. It represents the beginning to harvest, hopes and fears, resting after your hard work. Then we have the autumn equinox, or Mabon, which represents dying and giving thanks. The nights begin growing longer than the day. It represents the end of the harvest, letting go, dying, and giving thanks. Then we have Samhain, which represents dreaming and remembering our ancestors' death, magic, and mystery. And then we have Yule, which is also the winter solstice. It represents resting, the return of light, hope, renewal, and birth. And it is the shortest day and longest night of the year. Then I move on to the fire element. And I wrote, the energy of fire is associated with passion, physical and spiritual, as well as strength, willpower, courage, and initiative. Fire is also associated with creativity, an energy that lights us up from the inside, as well as the ego, which we sometimes need to watch in order to not let our own thinking get out of control. It is also the most active and animated of the elements. People with fire as their dominant element tend to command the attention of others. They are generally enthusiastic, vigorous, impassioned, and easily excitable. They make for natural leaders since they are naturally courageous and willing to charge forth, and they often feel passionate enough about causes or goals that nothing gets in the way of their drive to succeed. Others are drawn to the light fire people radiate from the center of their beings. They are often joyful people, and others may feel lighter just for being around them. Fire people don't tire easily and tend not to be comfortable sitting still for very long. This is energy that can't be truly contained without extinguishing it. Magical purposes: joy, love, strength, willpower, resolving anger. Primary qualities: passion, illumination, transformation, and enthusiasm. Crystals: amber, bloodstone, garnet, and tiger's eye. Cardinal direction is south. Ritual tools: candles, athame, and incense. Color is red. Season is summer. Herbs: basil, cayenne, and nettles. Essential oils: bergamot, ginger, and rosemary. Animals: fox, lion, tiger, lizard, and praying mantis. Astrological signs: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Interacting with fire is intense, illuminating, and exhilarating all the same, and one can be just as immersed in its energy as in any of the other elements, despite not being able to touch it without bodily harm. Gazing into the flame of a candle is a wonderful, simple way to take in the power of fire, and a bonfire is even better. A fire enjoyed by friends, families, and lovers is one manifestation of the love energy this element brings, as well as its ability to strengthen bonds with others. Like clouds, flames can make for excellent divinatory communication, as images may appear either in the fire itself or the smoke as it twists and curls up towards the sky. Crackling embers and the small bursts of energy they release can also be interpreted as messages from the spirit world, and there are even several methods for divination using the ashes from ritual fires. Moving the body with vigorous exercise and dance is another way to tap into fire, stoking the heat of our internal engines to match the high frequency and vitality of this element. This way of attuning has the added benefits of building up strength and clearing toxins and other unwanted energy forms from the body. Also, spending time in the sun can be a magical way to connect with the fire element as well. And then my last 2 pages are dealing with the water element. Water's ability to flow connects it to the realm of human emotions, demonstrated most physically by tears of sadness and joy. Water is also associated with psychic abilities, as is the moon, which links to water through the push and pull of ocean tides. Sensitivity and intuition are related qualities of water, as are romanticism, generosity, and empathy. People with water as a dominant element are the most naturally psychic of all the elemental personalities. Even if they don't realize the source of their intuition and intense feeling, they can be incredibly sensitive to the moods and energies of others, whether those people are in the same room or, in the case of those they're emotionally close to, very far away on the physical plane. Water people tend to have a deep understanding of the makeup and motives of the human psyche and make for good healers and listeners. They are generally creative types with mystical leanings and an appreciation for the sensual. The energy of water allows them to be more at home in their emotions than others, which is essentially a prerequisite to being an artist of any kind. Water people love to be in love and are immersed in the connections they form with others. The most powerful way to attune to the energies of water is to immerse yourself in it. Of course, it isn't strictly necessary to be completely immersed in water to be in tune with its energy. Dipping a toe or a foot into a stream, taking a refreshing shower, or even running your hand through a bowl of water also forms a direct connection, as does appreciating a long cold drink of water to quench a thirst. Water is also experienced through sight and sound. Walking along a river or spending time on the beach gazing out at the waves is calming to the body, as is the sound of rain. The calm surface of a bowl of water, or even a pond or lake, can be used for scrying. Water can speak to you through images. Astrological signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Animals are dolphin, turtle, swan, whale, and most other sea animals and seabirds. Magical purposes: healing, purification, friendship issues, and general well-being. Primary qualities: emotion, sensitivity, intuition, and empathy. Ritual tools is a chalice. Color is blue. Herbs are catnip, hibiscus flower, and passion flower. Crystals are amethyst, aquamarine, lapis lazuli, and moonstone. Cardinal direction is west. Essential oils are lemon, chamomile, and sandalwood, and the season is autumn. So that is the end of my finished pages, and I have plans to fill up the rest of the book, but I'll be showing you that in other episodes. So if you liked seeing my pages thus far that I've created, definitely stay tuned for the next episodes of my Book of Shadows. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.